Thursday morning. I'm at Tackler Baits at Rookery Waters, so that can only mean one thing: it's the Thursday Open. Thankfully, so you'll be saying to yourselves, I'm not fishing this. I've enlisted the help of a local expert. So who is it that's going to help me? Well, we'll find out in 1 minute. So as I said outside, I've got the local expert with me, Tom. Morning, Tom.
Morning.
No pressure today.
No, don't feel pressure, don't do pressure.
Look, we're like little and large. It's a good job Alex isn't around, he'd give me a load of hassle. But so we're going to film you today in the match.
Yep.
And we're going to go on Crow, and the weather's looking a bit iffy.
Yeah, a bit windy.
A bit windy. We're about to do the draw, so we'll see what peg number you get.
Hopefully we draw a good peg.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Some in pegs somewhere, isn't it?
6. Wrong
6.
end, isn't
I'll
it?
show the camera, look. 6 on Crow, look. What a flyer. He's always there.
Not the right end, is it?
Oh, the wind's blowing this end.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Generally speaking, you want to be up the other end though, don't you?
You do, mate, yeah.
Yeah.
Normally, but
Yeah?
fishing here, fish swim.
Fish do swim, the wind's blowing down there, and we've
What peg was it yesterday?
got a chance.
I don't know, just looking. See
Yeah.
what
Was that match on there yesterday?
Yeah, 129, 126, 117, 118. Peg 6 wasn't in, but there was £120 from peg 4, so...
Oh, so there's a few fish down there then.
Smaller,
Yeah.
but...
I'm never unhappy because we're fishing. But generally speaking, you want to be the other end.
What's the plan then? What's the general plan for today, do you
I
think?
think we'll get there and have a look. Generally speaking, I like fishing shallow on there, but if it's too windy, we won't be able to do that. So it'll be feeder across, maybe a few fish short, and hopefully finish up down the margins. We are at Crow Lake on Rookery Waters at Pidley on peg 6, and we're going to start the match off short, I think. Just feel our way in, see what's about, because that'll tell me, you know, how good a day it's going to be. And I think it's going to be a day on the feeder or shallow on the pole, and then we'll finish up down this margin here. Hopefully catch a few bigger fish towards the end. See what appertains. Generally speaking, like to start short, just to see what happens. I'm going to sneeze. Yeah, it gives you an idea of how the lake's going to fish, and you know, you're not ruined anything straight away by starting short. It's a bit windier than I'd like. We are having our first chuck on the feeder. Just putting a 6mm pellet on the hook, and hopefully it's straight red. I'd say generally speaking, it's quite slow to start off with, and then it can be a bit of a fish race. And you normally, if you can catch sort of £20 early when no one else has caught anything, then you're ahead before you even start. Already hold the rod. Where's my stopwatch? My thought process is generally it's a slow start on here, so you can, you know, you can lose your head. You know, like trying to do too many things too quickly. But then, having said that, you want to be on a method that can put fish in the net as soon as possible. So, like, I've started short on meat, hoping to catch a big fish quickly. That didn't work, so that's fine, forget about that. Maybe go back there later if I need to. But I think it's going to be a day of keep chucking this feeder, or on the long pole if we can hold it. I've seen a couple of people catch fish on the long pole already. Or there's a lot more bigger fish in this lake than I realised. Like a lot of the old magpie fish. That was a little bite. So like the fish you catch on the feeder are sort of like £2-3. If you can catch them down the edge, they're like £8. So you know, you don't need many of them. You know, 1 or 2 of them is worth 3 or 4 of your feeder fish. Same with shallow, they're the same sort of size fish shallow, you can catch like £3. But like, if you can catch them throughout the day and then catch a few big fish later on, that's how you win your matches. So it might just be a case that they want to be sat in the deeper water down the middle rather than on the shallower water on the far bank. Having said that, they might want to be in the shallower water on the far bank. A nice soft rod for this, because you catch a lot of small fish on this feeder as well. You can catch a bit of everything, all different sorts of size fish. £1.5, £2 for F1. We're off the mark. Get rid of all that. You start off catching small fish on this, then hopefully, like, I always think smaller fish attracts, you know, smaller feeding fish attracts other fish into the bag. That makes sense. I can catch a few fish on this and then drop in on the pole and catch a few doing that, and I'll be a happy man. A lot of people don't hold their rod when they're feeding fish and they put it down, but I kind of look at it as no different to when you fish the pole. You sat there holding the pole, so why wouldn't you sit and hold your rod? That way you don't lose your rod either. Amount of stories I hear of people getting their rod dragged into the lake by fish. Don't get me wrong, if you were sat there waiting 5-10 minutes for a bite, then yeah, put a rod rest up. But when you're only waiting a couple of minutes for a bite, there's no point. Another small F1, I think. Wind him in. I think this is going to be the way today with the wind. We've got what, 3 for £4 and we're 10 minutes in.
I've left Tom, I'm going to rejoin him in the next 45 minutes, how he's getting on, and I'm just going to show you the calf. So if ever you come to Rookery Waters, you've got to have a breakfast. Beautiful. There's Becky. Hello, she's trying to run away from my video. Doesn't want to be in the video. But I think I've wangled a breakfast, so that's pretty cool. So if ever you come to Rookery Waters, you need to come here for a breakfast. It is brilliant. And if you've come to Rookery Waters, you've got to visit the tackle shop as well. The best stocked tackle shop in Fenland, with the most handsome shop owner. There he is. Give us a wave. Busy with a customer. So this tackle shop is superb. It's got everything a match angler could need, whether it be commercial fishing or it could be fishing natural venues. Preston over here. I whizzed past all the matrix section, which is about there. Gonna go around the corner here. It's got predator stuff, carp stuff, and then a massive selection of guru as well. I missed the drenning section out, which was around the corner. Poles galore, top kit sections. Everything you need as a match angler is here. So that's the tackle shop upstairs at Rookery Waters, tackle and baits. So come and fish the fishery, come and visit the tackle shop, and don't forget to have breakfast. I wasn't joking about the breakfast. Tom's out there in the wind and the rain, and I'm sat in here eating my breakfast. I think I might delay joining him, give him another hour and a half. I might get a second breakfast.
Right, we are hour and a half in. I've got 23, 24 pounds, something like that, all on the feeder. I haven't felt the need to change yet, to be honest. There's odd fish being caught on the pole, but nothing special. I'll just keep chucking this feeder every sort of 2 or 3 minutes and it'll go around. If it don't go around after sort of 3 minutes, I'll whiz it back in and chuck it back out again. Got a nice ghosty, about 6 or 7 pound. And I'll just keep pinging a few pellets on this pole line. I don't think it's going to be a shallow day, but I'm going to try and catch a few on the bottom when I go on that. See if there's a few fish gathered there. This is getting slower and slower now, the feeder. So what I might do in a little while is rest the feeder, come off of that for a bit, go on the pole, see if there's a few fish gathered there. Then if like the little rest might do the feeder line good as well. So I might come off of this in a minute, go on the pole, see if there's a few fish there, and we'll either go back on the... Mind you, I might stay on this if this keeps going round. Little carp. I think it was a 25 pound we got there. Pop him in. So yeah, I think it's just going to be a case of bouncing this and the long pole off each other for the first part of the match. And then I think I'll end up down this edge later on, like trying to catch some bigger fish. Same again, 6mm pellet in the band, micros around the feeder. Oh, I remember swing tips. That's good for a bite, that one. There's fish there. Oh. A better fish. Haven't seen anyone absolutely emptying it. Just odd fish being caught. But if we're fishing for what, I think they had a match on here yesterday, it was one with 120 pound. If that's what we need today, we're well on target for that. We've got 37 plus whatever this is. 2 hours in, something like that. This has been good so far, this feeder. You always have to set everything up because you never really know how it's going to be. Often your best matches are when you just do like 1 or 2 things. £3. That gives us £40. Nice mirror. In you go. And repeat. Unless it gets worse. I ain't chucking this out because Colin the common carp. I am making up some more method mix. It's basically 3 handfuls of micros, and then I've just got some commercial carp fish meal ground bait. one handful of that, mix it all together. Got mainly micros with a little bit of smell. So bacon sandwich and the smell of a bacon sandwich. Got nearly £50 there, and they're all sort of £2-3 a piece on this. Plus, getting a bite when you're holding the rod is brilliant. Great fun. So we'll keep doing this, and we'll either be on long pole, or I think we'll finish up down this edge later. Hopefully catch some bigger fish later on. Mind you, these are a decent stamp, but there's some massive fish in here. There's some like 8, 9, 10 pound fish in here. There we go. Another one of Rookery Waters' finest. I really wanted that. Bit of gentle dental. He said, there we go. Fish 62 pound on the pole. Not on the pole, we had £62 on the feeder. And it's just started to slow down a bit. We were catching a fish within like 30 seconds of some chucks. So I'm just going to give them a rest and see if there's fish to be caught on the pole. So I've been feeding that with the catapult for the last 2 hours now, and let's see if there's a few fish there, and if not, no harm done, we'll go back on the feeder. I just got an 8mm in the band on here, so hopefully we can get some bigger fish as well. Gonna feed this. Let's see if there's anything there. Been feeding it for 2 hours, so you would hope so. And 2 pouches. And let's see if there's anything there. Did we get any bites? I just need somewhere else to go while we're resting that feeder, really. Little lift and drop. The wind's been really weird today. It's been sort of 1 minute it's left to right, then it's off me back. And it's not too bad at the moment, not too strong at the moment, so we can hold the pole all right. Just missed a bite then. Hopefully there's an odd one there. I don't think this is the one. I'll give it a couple of minutes. I'm trying to jump out of my net. Yeah, fishy, fishy. Let's see if they've regathered. Hopefully there's 12 over there waiting for me. This has gone from, well, before we rested it, it went from a bite every sort of 30 seconds to waiting. It could just be time of day or not. They're not, although we've caught a load, they're not daft. I think they know when they're being fished for. Kiting off to the left. They're only small fish, well, small fish on the feeder anyway. Most of them have been sort of 2 or 3 pound, but they don't half pull. You know when you've got one on, that's for sure. Got a little soft 9-foot rod, and it's paying its way today. Let's see, what's he? £1.5, £2, but that's why you need a soft rod. Hook pulls. Something I think about a lot is where you bury your hook bait in the feeder. So to start off with, I'm just using a small flatbed method feeder today rather than a hybrid feeder. I know a lot of people like hybrid feeders, but I tend to stick with a method feeder just because you can get more bait on it. And really your only way of getting bait to the fire bank is your feeder. Or I could catapult some bait, but the wind's too dodgy for that today. So I try to bury my hook bait right in the feeder, so like deeper down rather than on top, because I think what can happen a lot is as soon as that top layer of feed comes off, your hook bait can roll off of the feeder, and then in essence you've got a feeder that's not got a hook bait on top of it. So if you have it deeper down, I think your micros, your ground bait, whatever, keeps it on top of your feeder where you want it. Whereas if you put it right on top, it can roll off straight away. As they say, proof of the pudding is in the eating. There we go. Another happy customer. I'll say £3, something like that. Square in the bottom of the lip, where you want them. Just under 2 hours to go, about an hour and 50. I've seen 1 or 2 people catch a few fish down the edge, and we're going to have a quick look and see if there's anything available. So there's some right big fish in this lake that have been transferred from the other lakes, like, you know, like 6, 7, 8 pounders. I don't need many of them to catch a good weight at all, especially when we've been catching 3 pounders on the feeder. And I'm just tapping a few pellets in down the edge. Worth waiting for if it's 8 pound. There we go, got one. Problem I've got, because I've been on the feeder and getting a bite within 30 seconds every time. Just got to be a bit more patient with these edge fish. They're worth waiting for. Much better. Come on, that weren't coming up. See, £5. I've just taken a bit of depth off. I was fishing over depth down this edge because it's kind of sloping away. I've just lost the last 2, so and just missed a bite. I just lost the last 2. I'm just taking a little bit of depth off just to see if that makes any difference. That feels a bit better. I think that's in the mouth. If this is hooked in the mouth, it's my own fault. Because it's just sloping away on that bank. I'm just sort of laying me rigging like down the slope. Obviously I've just fished a bit too far over depth. I'm going to throw some pellets here. Not the monster we're after, but welcome. With £3, £4. See if we can catch his dead.
Only been 3 minutes.
It feels like ages. Oh. Feels like days. There's fish down there. Maybe we should have just fished the feeder all day. Maybe we should have stuck on feeder. It's the temptation of bigger fishies. How long's left? How long we got left?
24 minutes.
Left?
Yeah.
Give them one more little potful. Hopefully he's in the mouth. Feels a bit better. Oh. 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 Not really what we wanted. I don't think it'll work without that, will it?
Nothing on it.
Oh well. Break me pole there as well. Yeah. Unbelievable. I thought that was going to be brilliant footage as well.
$105 exactly so far.
Needed another one of them, didn't we?
is £30.14.
What's the total, Tim?
135.14 second mate so far.
Till we get to cliff. Right, so we've just finished the match here at Rookery Waters at Pidley. I've ended up third on the lake with £135. There's been a £167 on the end and £162 was second. So I've had about £100 on the feeder throughout the day, and then I've tried to catch down the edge to finish with, but not really caught, but I've probably caught £25–30 down the edge to finish off with. But I didn't really get it right down the edge. I fouled a few fish, but then other people fouled the fish as well. I think maybe looking back, I should have fished maggots and ground bait. Maybe I've just fished pellets on it, but it was the right decision to go down the edge though, because the feeder was slowing down a lot, and they're all small fish. They're all like sort of £2–3 pound fish on the feeder. So I needed some bigger fish to push me up into the final places, but it's just not worked out in the end. But I'm happy with third, and try again another day.